oh man, they come back and then we got a game and all that, and that's been a point of emphasis. The guy's been talking about it, coach has been talking about it. Can you get a lead? Can you extend a lead? Can you keep the lead? Can you keep your focus for a longer period of times? Because Chris, we tend to relax when we get leads.
For you guys, you had the most offensive rebounds that you've had in any game in a decade. What do you feel like contributed to that?
I was waiting for it to come. Honestly, we promote it. It's part of our offense. It's just a piece of our offense. It's not like secondary. Oh, let's do this after the play. There's a real strategy to it. And I was kind of a little perplexed why we weren't getting more. But it helps when our big guys offensive rebound, right? We obviously crash from the perimeter, but JA 8 offensive rebounds, right? And then CP had 5. He's just got a natural feel. He's got such great lift and can see the ball off the rim. So I think we're plus 20 in the possession game in the second half, which if you shoot it like we did, and then you're plus 20 in the possession game, that's how you get a big margin of victory.
You said something about a week ago that you felt like your defense was a little bit ahead of your offense. Over the last 2 games, you had 132 the other night and a season-high 148 tonight. Where do you feel like this offense is right now, and where do you feel like it can still go?
Yeah, I still we're not at the level we were last year. I just feel it. We're still trying to find ourselves. Part of it is DG, and I think Evan's still trying to find his niche. Quite honestly, and I got to figure out a better way to get him better shots. So that would be the one kind of caveat. We're intentional about getting the ball more, but I feel like we can get him the ball in better position. He had a couple of nice ones where we got deep in the paint. We found him. So we got to find him in better positions. I think that's a part of the why we're a little behind. But DG's going to sort a lot of that out because he knows how to get him the ball in the places he wants. Sam, obviously, it'll get better, but we can do better by Evan, I think. Yes.
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
So a lot's been written about Alex Sarr sort of coming into his own for the Wizards so far to start the season. And as someone who prepped for him last season and this season, did you have any differences in the scouting department? How you prepped for that?
I just think he's taken another jump. It looks like it. It seems like he can create a little bit more. That elbow spin he's got to the rim, I saw it when I was watching, preparing for this game. If you pressure him now, he can go by and make you pay, which I didn't feel like he had that last year. But the skill level is gotten better. Listen, my prediction is he's going to be an all-star in this league. It's just a matter of time. He's young player. But he'll be an all-star.
Sure. And some people have also compared him to Evan Mobley loosely as guys who sort of block shots, put the ball on the floor. Do you see any similarities in their games?
Fair comparison. I think a lot of similarities. Both of them very skilled, really good defenders. The sky's the limit for Alex, and he's going to get all that international experience and improved air. They found themselves one.
Kenny, I'm curious. You guys, Donovan especially seems to be running higher pick and rolls this year than he did last year. And last year it seemed like an emphasis from afar, at least, that he was running higher pick and rolls last year than he was in previous years. Is that an intentional thing? Is that circumstance?
It's intentional because they're picking up, so the pickup points are higher, across the league. So every night we're facing, high pickup points. So we had to bring our pick and roll game up higher. And sometimes we'll set it with the big, sometimes we'll set it with a small to try to get the switch early, and then he's got all that space and he can get downhill. And sometimes we'll have a small and a big up there, so there's traffic and definitely intentional that we're doing that more. And it's funny when you do that, you're not really running a play. It's like, I think maybe previously, maybe last season, we try to get it to the front court, run a play, and now it's just like, man, you just got to break that high line and then get our playmakers downhill.
Does that have you kind of coaching differently in terms of like teaching?
I feel like I'm coaching less. Like, where the plays, where's, it feels a little bit more random. But you have to have a counter to that, the high pressing strategy.
All right. So obviously it was a solid offensive performance from start to finish from the Cavs. And I also wanted to say, even with that in mind, the Wizards still had 3 of the top 5 scores in this game. So obviously this was more than just the top stars having a solid offensive performance. So in what way do you think that the roster depth of your team contributes to the overall success, given that?
Yeah, especially now you got Jalen playing really well. Like that's kind of a find. I know it's early, but I feel like he's really starting to find his niche. So that gives us another rotation player. Tyrese Proctor has had some good preseason games, played well in preseason, and we're super high on him that he can come in and hit 3-4 threes. That adds to your depth. And then, obviously with DG back and Sam back, that's kind of how we got 64 games last year. We won 64 because of our depth. But if you could add like a Jalen and a Tyrese, and Naquan, those guys, if they can come up, then we're going to be really tough to beat.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Kenny, the other night you called Darius the quarterback of the offense, and then Donovan being the leader. What is Jared Allen to you guys? Like, who is he for this team?
He's kind of the player that kind of swings how we play. He's like, when he's going really well, we're unstoppable, quite honestly. And when he's not, we're beatable. Does that make sense? I think he swings, and the guys know it. You can ask the players after this. What player determines how our ceiling? He's probably the guy they'd answer. And they know it. They know we got to get him the ball. When we get him the ball in the pocket, when we get him the ball at the rim, he's like a different player. It motivates him to rebound more. And you say, well, why didn't he do that anyway? It's just, it's like guys need touches, and we got to keep emphasizing. I have to keep emphasizing with the guys that we got to get him the ball. That's our number one paint threat, really, if you think about it. So, but yeah, he's kind of with his swing votes and swing players. He kind of puts it to one side or the other. All right.